what's up, guys? This is Carlos and Anthony with the MalcoCast. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Today, we are talking about a very interesting topic, and that is the age-old argument: digital versus physical music. And the reason that we're talking about this is because the Avenge Sevenfold lead singer M.Shadows came out recently in an interview, basically saying that the digital streaming saved music. So we have some thoughts about that. But before we get into that, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. And of course, we certainly appreciate that when you do, don't we, Anthony?
Hell yeah, for sure.
So
always hit subscribe.
So this is a story we got off of Metal Injection, and it talks about the interview that M.Shadows, the Avenge Sevenfold vocalist, did with the Bob Lefsetz Podcast. In the podcast, he basically said that digital streaming specifically saved music, and he comes out saying a bunch of stuff. And I think the big takeaway that I got from that is that not only did streaming services save music as we know it, but it also extended the reach of music, right? Because in the article he's saying that, you know, people can hop on to your music after listening to bands like Justin Bieber and the Weeknd. I guess what I wanted to talk to you about, Anthony, first was like, does he have a point? Did music benefit from streaming services? Did streaming services save music?
I don't know. I mean, did it save music? Was music dead before a streaming service? Like, I don't necessarily think music was dead. I mean, does it make music more accessible? Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can listen to anything you want at any given time, dude.
Yeah.
But it's also, I feel like it's made it's shortened the attention span of the music listener, because everybody now, you get in the car, everybody goes, hey, check out this song I put on you. And I hate when people do this. They're the 2.5 minute song listener. I'll click to the next song, to the next song, to the next song. And so,
oh my gosh, it sucks. People's attention spans are so small now, and you know, it's a TikTok generation, right? Where they're used to seeing 30 seconds of a clip with music, and they don't bother listening to the rest of the song. I mean, I guess if they're really into it, they do. But music is more of a prop now for videos, for video.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I wouldn't say it saved music. It's hard. Do you like? In a sense, yeah, it makes it, like I already said this, but it makes it more accessible. But at the same time, it's actually allowed it to be oversaturated musically, you know, like, because everything is so instant. Like, everybody's music is on there, like, everybody, you know, like, so it does get kind of oversaturated, you know, like.
Yeah. To the point where he talks about Napster and LimeWire. I think that is when music started like losing ground with people, because all of a sudden you had Napster and LimeWire and Kazaa. I remember Kazaa, where people would just download full albums and download them without paying for them. And I have to admit, and I'm not gonna even lie about this, man, I was one of those people who was downloading music too, and I was like not even thinking about the impact that I was having on the whole industry at large and on musicians. You know, I was just really stupid back then and naive about the whole thing. It wasn't until I got into music myself that I started realizing that, well, damn, I'm taking money out of the pocket of the people who made the music, right? So,
I would be curious to know how much, I mean, if his pocketbook has been affected by, you know, not selling CDs. Like, what's the difference? There's got to be a price. Not a price difference, but he's got to have lost some money because you're not selling the physical copy anymore. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to sit here and be the old head that's like, oh, physical copy. But for me, I will always love the physical copy, even though I haven't bought one in fucking years. Because I stream the shit out of music. I subscribe to Apple Music. So I haven't bought a physical copy in
years.
But I do love the physical copy because I love going through it and reading the lyrics and seeing what bands they thanked, or that's what I used to do.
Now, do you think that the metal community has been slow to embrace streaming as a platform? I don't get that sense, because
I haven't got that sense either. Like, I don't know. Like, I think metalheads are always broke, so they're going to try to go where the money's at, man. Like,
they're going to try to get it free. Yeah. Stream it on stream it somewhere.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that statement. Like, I think we're all willing to go, like, we're here too, like, we want a piece of the pie.
Yeah. Well, to his point where he says, there are people out there in 2022, mind you, that are saying streaming is killing the industry. Would you agree with that statement?
Streaming has killed the record industry, like, as an industry, like, with labels that bands got signed to, like, because you don't have to have labels anymore. Yeah. I think he's missing out on that point, as it has killed the record industry in that sense. Like Capitol Records. Yeah, what are they now? They're just a monument now, like,
yeah.
Well, like, what do they really mean, like, so I think he kind of missed the point when people say that it's killed the record industry.
But I think that you have a good point, and it's a double-edged sword, because although it's now easier to put your music out, it's like you said. That's a good thing, because back in the day, you really didn't know how to put your music out other than you going to the studio and burning it on a CD and then going to shows and giving it out. And now people can just access it like crazy. Or
being stupid like us and buying 1,000 CDs from CD Baby.
Yeah.
and never making back the money. End up giving them away to half your friends for free.
I still have some of my old ones. But then again, it's like you said, it's oversaturated. How do you get your music heard above everybody else's? It's very difficult to do that. And I'm not about doom and gloom, because I see a silver lining in the whole thing. But there are challenges that are they're hard to ignore. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure, dude. Like, for us, like, that's always our question: is how do we get noticed more, like, on these streaming platforms or whatever? Like.
And speaking of MalcoCast, make sure that you guys are also visiting us on Facebook and Instagram and Spotify and Apple Music and all that. MalcoCast.
Message.
Malco rocks. A shameless plug.
Message.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it is definitely. I don't necessarily hate streaming, dude. Like, so. As much as, like, I would still love it if people went out and bought the albums and stuff like that, I don't hate it. I can't hate it, because, I listen to everything on my phone, dude. Like,
yeah.
So
I don't hate it either. I think that, I don't know. So the future of music, it's going to be the future of music, even though we have seen trends in vinyl coming back, and vinyl is hot right now and people are collecting it, and you got the nostalgia.
Hey, CDs had a record year last year.
Oh yeah?
Or I shouldn't say record year. They outsold like they did really well for themselves last year.
So they made a lot of money.
That's an easy way for me to say it.
Well, so people are like, they want to go back to that because it's a nostalgia thing, I think.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the future, I mean, I hope that there's still a place for physical CDs or albums or even cassettes. There are some bands that are still pressing.
I see bands coming out with cassettes, dude. I see bands still coming out with CDs. Like, I don't think it's completely dead. But where the hell do you find a cassette player, dude?
Yeah, that's a good point. You need to go to the thrift store, the Salvation Army or something, man.
Something, dude. Because I mean, I got a CD player in the garage and in my car, but where do you go? I haven't seen a cassette player in years.
I haven't either. I have where do I have that? Somewhere. I have one somewhere in the room, but I never use it. Every time I'm in my car, I'll just throw on YouTube and I'll listen to music on YouTube. And my car doesn't even have a CD player in it. It's all digital. It's a digital.
My car does have a CD player.
Oh yeah. Keep it.
I think I've listened to 1 or 2 CDs the whole time I've had the car.
Yeah.
And all I do is stream, dude.
Yeah.
So
all we do is stream all day. Stream all
the
day.
one thing I don't like, because on Apple Music you can stream, you can go like deep dive into the stream, like you can look up like all this video. I don't get all into that, dude. I don't do all that crazy crap.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that I don't like about streaming is that they pay so little for the streams. And, for a band who's like Metallica size, Avenge Sevenfold size, they have an audience that's just voracious and it's a large audience and they're getting money and revenue off of that. But for the little guys, it's like, it's harder to make money off of those streaming services because
people still like Avenge Sevenfold.
I don't know.
I never have. I've never been a fan.
I've never been a fan either, but I'm more along the new metal kind of.
Yeah. Their music's weird.
But yeah,
sorry.
The little guys, it's harder to make money off of that. You only get a fraction of a penny for every stream, and it's like, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the American dream, man. It's the American dream.
It's the American dream. That's right.
That's why I tell my son, don't ever think about being in a band as a career, dude.
What's it gonna look like tomorrow?
Never.
Anyways, guys, I think that's enough for today. I think we've taken this topic as far as we're going to take it. We want to know in the comments what you guys think of this issue, this notion that streaming saved music. Do you stream? If so, what do you stream on? And if you are still holding out on streaming and only listening to music,
I want to know.
Let us know.
I want to know if there's anybody out there that still solely buys CDs, dude.
Oh, dude, there is, dude.
Please tell me, somebody listen all the way to the end of this video. Carlos, you should cut it from here and put this at the beginning.
I'll use that as a highlight reel. How about that?
There you go.
Social media, a little teaser.
Does anybody still listen to or just solely buy CDs? Please, I want to know.
Yeah, we definitely want to know. Anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the MalcoCast, and we will see you next time. Have a great rest of your week. Peace.